Hi. I have a boundaries with parents question. I feel like I have pretty good boundaries with my parents. I feel like I do all the right things, but I find that it's still difficult because even though I know not to expect much from them, like you said before, having a relationship with them to the degree that they're capable of,
Yeah.
I want them to be capable of more, and so
Rachel, you know what? Yeah, you know why I said that? Because because I mean, what's the percentage? 99%? Yeah, I'm laughing because we all I mean, my kids, I'm sure, if I brought them in here, I would say, "Hey, girls, would you like for me to be better in some ways?" And they go, "Oh, we have time. We'll give you 8,000 ways you could be better."
Right.
Right. So I'm laughing because you do want them to be better, but it sounds like they're really not even capable in some key areas that are important to you. So what are those?
Yeah, and well, I just thought that, maybe it's because there's this void that's left there, and if I could find it somewhere outside of my relationship with my parents, then
Yeah,
the areas where they are falling so sadly short wouldn't affect me as much.
absolutely. Have you done that? And what are the
Because
areas?
they get a rise out of me still, and I am
How old
mad at
how old are
myself.
you? How old are you?
I am 32.
32. Okay. Rachel?
Mhm.
Rachel?
Mhm. Yes.
Rachel?
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear
Hello?
you. I can hear you. I want you to hear this. 32. All right, you're entering into really, really important years here. Really important
Mhm.
years that should not be soured by, infected by, slowed down by, watered down by, diminished by the power that your parents have. I want you to be free from their power at 32.
Mhm.
Okay. So, and you have hit upon a key part of it, and that is when there's an unmet. I just see my daughter sneaking in the back. Did y'all see that? There was a ghost that just went by. Sorry.
Mhm.
Um, there are the part of the key to this is that there's a need, and I want to hear specifically what the need is that they're unable to meet. But you said something really, really important. Those needs are real, whether it's the need to be
Mhm.
understood, connected with, empathized with, supported, believed in, resourced, encouraged, you know, modeled for all the stuff we need from parents. That's a real need that God gave you. And
Mhm.
you can have that met from other people who kind of, it's a good word for it, they reparent us. That's what our community
Mhm.
does. It rebuilds the stuff we didn't get in our family of origin. But that can't happen if we're primarily still tethered with wanting it from somebody that can't give it to us.
Mhm.
So tell me what the specific things are that they kind of get in your head about. What is it that they don't deliver on?
I mean, my my dad is an alcoholic, so
Mm,
um, I only get him when he's good.
yeah. And
You
when he's
know,
good, is he good?
he's great when he's good.
How often?
He's awesome.
How
I
often?
mean, he lives in another state, so um, I really most of my interactions with him are positive because just phone calls and things. Um, I recently had a daughter, my parents' first grandchild, so I've
Mm,
been talking to them a lot more, and I think that's what's making me
That's
wish
what's
that
hurting.
they could be more. Yeah.
And
And
so
then my mom,
he gives you everything you need when he's sober, but that's not often enough. Am I hearing that right?
he's like a pleasant friend. Like I don't really count on him for anything. Um,
Well, where's the
but
pain?
just the pain is I can't have a sometimes I can't have a conversation with him because he has like anger problems, and then that drives him to drink. And then my mom, it's actually more so with my mom because like she also lives in another state, but she's very like political right now and like kind of obsessed with it.
Uh,
And I've, we grew up, in a really strict religious home, and I still am a follower of Christ, but I don't adhere to everything that we grew up with. And I
yeah,
just wish that that didn't have to mean that we couldn't have a relationship.
that's so sad. That's sad. And so, have you talked to her about that? Said, can we can we be close about some stuff in life and kind of leave the political slash religious stuff out of it? Can we just not talk about that stuff and be friends?
I have, and we do try to because of my daughter. Um, but it's just when it's like she can't help it. It's like every topic can be about that. And when I say like I don't want to talk about that, then she says like, well, this is who I am. Like I'm passionate about this. Like this is my passion.
Right, but
And
it's
it's
more
like
than
she
her
can't
passion.
drop it.
She's giving you, yeah, she can't drop it, and she's like telling you how to parent your daughter.
No, but she'll just it's like political stuff. Like any topic can become political to her,
Yeah.
and then she'll make it about that. And then, I mean,
Well,
it
you
does
might have
bleed over to my daughter because she's like, what kind of a world do you want her to grow up in and stuff like that?
did you say I'd like for her to grow up in a world where the grandmother can talk about something other than politics? How about that, Mom?
Yeah. How about
That might
that?
be a good. How about that? That'd be a good world, right?
Yeah.
Um, so here's kind of here's what I would want you to think about, and maybe come to grips with. One of the options here, which I think is a great option, I don't know if it's going to work. I doubt it'll work, but it might work. I have seen it work. Is to call her up and say, when in a moment when this isn't happening, and say, you know what, Mom, I live a couple of states over. I got a daughter now that's your granddaughter, and I really want us to have a good connection with each other, know what's going on with each other's lives, and this, that, and the other. We've talked about this before, but I'm just going to tell you, I want to be close to you. I can't be close to you in certain topics. Okay.
Mhm.
And there's a reason for that. I don't think that you understand, and maybe you do, but if you do understand, I don't think you accept where I am in those topics because I have a different perspective than you. Okay.
Mhm.
And I think when we get in those topics, my goal of being close to you kind of becomes impossible. So I really would like to get to know each other in areas, and I want you to know your granddaughter apart from those areas and really share our lives and enjoy each other. Are you able to do that? And that's what I'd like to work on. If you can't, that's okay. It's just that we won't be close.
Mhm.
And that's an option that you can talk to her about. On the other hand, though, I really want you to find some good mothers. What I mean by
Mhm.
that is, and here's the interesting part about getting reparented psychologically is
Mhm.
I think our peers sometimes, um, sometimes a peer can be the same age as us. Like if you have a woman in your life that's a friend that's really nurturing and sharing and connecting and all of that that you enjoy at a peer level, there's also a little girl in you that peer that's 32
Mhm.
is talking to a 6 or 7 year old in your heart, as well as the 32-year-old
Mhm.
you. And
Mhm.
you're getting some mommy love for that part of you inside. And I think that's what our community does for us. I think that a
Mm.
lot of times, when men have really good relationships with peers, there's parts of them that the little boy in them is kind of getting refathered by their friends in a way, and that's a great thing, as well as being
Wow.
friends. We always
Yeah.
relate on two levels. The other part of this is I think there's a great need for you to find a couple of older women that are like the mother
Mhm.
you didn't have,
Mhm.
and same thing with dads. And I mean, if you go
Mhm.
if you go look at my first book, I wrote a book called Changes That Heal.
Mhm.
Sorry. Okay, I got to get these one. It hit me. Sorry. That's how deeply I feel this.
Mhm.
I dedicated it to two women. It's
Mhm.
still there in the dedication page. It says to Julie and Christy, um, may the fruit of your grace be seen in these pages.
Mhm.
Two women, a little older than me, that picked me up off the pavement when I was so depressed.
Mhm.
Um, and put inside of me what I didn't have.
Mhm.
They really loved me back into health.
Mhm.
And, one of my favorite things about what God says about his family. See, God's whole dream has been about family from day one. We're his children. And then we all went away and we go away and we're a bunch of orphans and we're not
Mhm.
parenting or loving each other, the human race, like we ought to. But
Yeah.
then he said, guys, come home, come back. And he says, I'm going to put this family together that's a spiritual family, and then everybody can get healed in that. And that's been my experience, and I've seen it in literally countless other people, that when they can
Mhm.
find the spiritual family that meets those deepest needs, that we can heal each other. And that's what loving each other
Mhm.
well does. And that's what I would want for you. And then if your
Yeah.
parents can't come along, you relate to them the level at which you can relate to them. But come on, I'm gonna be honest with you. You got a practicing alcoholic and a woman who lives with a practicing alcoholic, and they're obviously
No,
not.
she's not with him anymore.
Oh, she's not.
She's
Okay,
remarried. Yeah, she had to leave him.
okay, all right.
But yeah.
So we don't know what her patterns are, but I mean, there's going to be
Yeah.
some limitations here. But don't go through life hungry, because
Yeah.
there are people that can do this for you. So I
Yeah.
hope that helps you. Check out my
That's
book,
good.
Changes That Heal, and look for people that embody the issues I talk about in that book. And that's what our friends do, and they heal us, and we do that for
Mm.
them. And that's how rich lives can be. I have a vision right now of your daughter having a adopted grandmother in your community.
Mm.
Somebody in your
Yeah.
community that's going to look at your kid and go, oh my gosh, she's so awesome, and doesn't give a crap about her politics.
Yeah. My
She just
10 month
wants to,
old politics.
yeah. Your daughter doesn't care about this stuff. She wants, Play-Doh and crayons or something. So I hope you can find that in your life.
Yes, thank you. That was really, especially the part about, I thought, to get reparented, you had to find somebody who is going to step in and like be a parental figure. But that was really good advice, just that it can come from anyone, any age in your community if they're depositing something that you don't already have.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because think about it. Think about it. You don't have it, they've got it. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you feel empty inside, there's a party you need to be connected with. And this person is walking around with deep empathy and connection, and they connect with you. By definition, that part of them is older than the part of you that doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'd be connecting just at the peer level. But
Mm-hmm.
the way that God has designed us, we're so fluid. We're like you're like a 20-story building, and the elevator can go down to wherever you can open the door.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get vulnerable enough down at some of the bottom floors to say, my deepest parts feel so alone or scared or whatever it is, somebody that hopped on with you at the 18th floor at a cocktail party can say, well, let's ride down there. I want to hear your deepest sobs and hold you in those. And you get healed. And that's an
Wow.
incredible thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. You've given us a lot in your sharing.